What's going on, everyone? It is Mike from the Hardcover Comic here. Today we're going to shake things up a little bit, talk about some manga that I picked up a long time ago, finally got the order, still a long time ago compared to when I'm recording this video. Real quick, before we get into that though, I wanted to mention Organic Price Books. If you've been following our channel, you know they're our sponsor, our most amazing sponsor. We've got two promo codes with them right now. THC2 will get you $2 off your order. If you're getting more than 3 books, be sure to use THC Ship It Together. That'll get you 5% off the entire order. As you can see, my manga collection is very, very small, but we'll talk about how that's hopefully going to expand in the future, and some very fun custom bind projects that I have in the works with some of the books I've already had. So we'll start things off with 7 Deadly Sins. This was a series that I became introduced to by the Netflix show. There was a great first season on Netflix. I haven't seen the second one. There might even be a third one at this point. But I remember watching the first one, being very interested in it. At the time, I wasn't really feeling too much the Eastern element of the comic world, but that show got me very excited for it. It was cool to see these omnis come out because they're relatively cheap, considering all the material that they contain. I always get a little worried though, because you never know what the quality is going to be like, but Kodansha is making some nice omnis for anyone that's interested out there. The paper quality is pretty damn good for a paperback omnibus in this sort of manga format. The pages aren't too thin. I've had like Viz omnis, and those have extremely thin paper, so it was nice to see this one's pretty thick. You don't really see through the pages all that much. The inking looks great. The printouts look fantastic, and it reads pretty well. You can flex that spine as much as you need to in order to get in there and look around, see the edges of the paper, check in that gutter. Really big volumes too. These collect 3 volumes each. I think so far only 2 of these omnis are out, collecting up to volume 6, but I think they've solicited at the very least like close to a dozen volumes at this point. So give you a look at both of those. Very excited to continue getting these and potentially custom binding them one day. We'll see. I do need to catch up on the show though. I'm very interested to see how that compares to the manga as well. 2 volumes of Soul Eater here. This is essentially getting me up to current, where the current releases are at. If you're unfamiliar with this series, there are a ton of amazing videos about it. People that know far more than I do talking about the series. These hardcovers, unfortunately, being this nice glossy black color, they do get a little dusty and a little marked up. So in case if anyone's super OCD about that out there, just you've been warned. I really do like this though. I've read the first volume so far. I'm kind of waiting for more of them to come out, because you go through these relatively quickly once you get into them. But I'm really enjoying the art style so far. The characters are all very endearing, very motivational. I can see various parts of friends and colleagues that I've worked with all showing up within the characters' attributes in this. So I'm very excited to see where it goes, how all these various powers evolve and adapt, and how the characters get to working with each other, where their relationships go, how they deal with some of the crazy scenarios that they're in. Depending entirely on one another. Very exciting stuff. The humor's on point in there as well. Very entertaining overall. If you're looking to get into I guess a more mature manga shonen, I highly recommend this Soul Eater series to anyone who's a fan of shonen or action series. So one of my favorite, probably my favorite anime manga series of all time is Fullmetal Alchemist. I absolutely adore Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The anime and the manga, of course, is essentially the script for that entire anime. So I was very happy when these Fullmetal editions for Fullmetal Alchemist were coming out. I'd purchased the first one a long time ago and then sort of just stopped getting them after a while, but was very fortunate, and now I'm able to essentially have the remainder of it. I think up till 16 is out at this point, all in these really nice high quality hardcovers. I know there are a ton of videos about these, but I'll give my 2 cents on them. From a design perspective in general, they're very well made. They're sturdy books. They feel well put together. The art's incredible all over them. The embossing of the titling is beautiful. The color schemes, all that. The aesthetic is on point. Great designs. I really like them. They're crisp, clean books. For a crisp and clean series. I really love the series Fullmetal Alchemist. I don't know if I'll ever do like a full review video for it, so I can rant about the series a little bit here. If you're completely unaware of what the series is about, it follows two brothers, Edward and Al, as they essentially progress to become alchemists within this, sci-fi fantasy world, where alchemy is possible. Of course, there are rules and laws towards how this, science of alchemy works, but these two brothers have been through a lot in their lives dealing with alchemy. Their family history, their interpersonal history, their history with the world, and various characters throughout the world. All of that progresses, and you find out a lot about their past as they get essentially rolled into this plot by a secret society to take over the world, take over mankind, humankind, with these 7 deadly sins. And it's really amazing. From a story standpoint, it's this epic, sweeping story that takes the characters across the world. It bathes them in blood, humor, and tears. It's really an emotional roller coaster ride of a series. Showing with really interesting parallels to the world that we live in and the history of the world that we've lived in. You have various perspectives revealed throughout, whether you're looking at the government, which is this group of alchemists, whether you're looking from the perspective of this secret society, or some of the smaller players on the side that have been looking for justice for their people for a very long time, as all these groups sort of come together in this grand conspiracy of a story that revolves around something called a philosopher's stone. It's really epic. It's hilarious. It's packed full of amazing action. The art style is incredible. Whether you're talking about the manga or the anime, I really liked it. And it's definitely, whenever it comes to anime or manga, there's always like I guess a stereotype, an aesthetic, a stereotype that it plays towards. Character archetypes that it just plays towards that are standard and expected. And while Fullmetal has that to a degree, it did feel like it stood out the most as a piece of entertainment from Japan that sort of tried to stray away from all those more fan service based characteristics. So I really appreciated it for that as well. Especially, it's definitely a series that if you're not too familiar or comfortable with anime or manga, this is a great one to start with because it feels as close to comics as I think you'll get, in that sort of area of the comic book world. The books also look incredible when they're all lined up together. So hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you've picked up these books as well, what you think, what other recommendations you may have for me. They're very much appreciated. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up down below. Let's chat a little bit. And until next time, as always, you stay classy, Internet.